In this session, I'm going to talk to you about the Curate part of Nexus QR8. Previously, I explained how you could set up subscriptions. When you've got subscriptions set up, that will generate content, and this is where that content will be presented to you for you to review and either accept and then schedule it for posting on LinkedIn, or reject and have it removed from your list. To reject an article, you click on the reject button and the article disappears from your list with a confirmation at the top of the screen. You can look at the articles in various different orders. You can choose to pick a specific feed. You can look only at favorited articles. So I mentioned when I was talking about subscriptions that you can tag either a search or a feed as a favorite. This will only display articles that have been curated from those favorite sources. Again, you can go back to all and you can see there on the feed drop down the number of articles indicated in each of the different sources. So I'm going to leave it set at all at the moment, and I'm now going to show you how I would be able to schedule an article for posting on LinkedIn if I wanted to. First of all, I'm going to actually have a look at the article by clicking on the underlined title of the article. So this article here, for example, if I click on it, it will open that in a new browser and I can read the article. And what I'm looking for here is something that I can use as insight or an angle for me to quote on when I'm talking about it. I'm obviously not going to spend too much time here doing a proper post. I'm using a test profile I've got set up, but I would be reading this now and looking for something to talk about in my article. So supposing I've satisfied myself that this digital transformation post is relatively interesting and something I'd like on my profile, I'm going to click accept. I'm now going to add some commentary here in the commentary box that says something like, for example, I would obviously go into a little bit more detail if I was doing this for real, but you get the idea here. This is the commentary that will appear on your LinkedIn post when it's published. You can see down here a list of hashtags. These are hashtags I've got added to my Nexus QR8 account that are ones that I regularly use. You can see if I hover over the hashtag, it gives me an indication as to the number of users that are following that particular hashtag on LinkedIn. Fairly important, obviously, that you use hashtags that are relevant to the text that you're sharing. Assuming that to be the case, you can pick hashtags by clicking on them and they're added to the bottom of the article there. You'll also notice then that there's a list here of circles. Circles are something I'm going to talk about a little bit later, but essentially these are groups of friends, colleagues, or people that share an interest with you. And you can alert them when you're posting content that's relevant to them, so that they can engage with your content. Some of you might have heard of engagement pods. This we think is a smarter way of doing engagement pods. It will get you engagement on your posts in the first sort of 60, 90 minutes of posting to trigger the algorithm and get some traction for your posts. Clearly, you won't want to share them with everybody all of the time. If you're posting about knitting, for example, and you're in a 5G related circle, they might not be too interested in what you're talking about knitting. Although I'm sure knitting is very interesting. You can pick the time that you want it to go. You can either post now or you can pick a future date and time using the calendar and time here. I'm going to post it now and just click publish post once you're happy with it all, and that will publish that post for you. When I click on the publish post button, if the schedule for that is immediate, then it will just go straight onto LinkedIn. If it was for a future date and time, it would appear on the share screen in your list of scheduled articles here. But I'll talk about that more in another session shortly. Having jumped into LinkedIn briefly and showing you my account here, this is my test account. You can see there that the post I've just scheduled in Nexus has been posted. You can see the commentary that I typed into Nexus and the article that was linked below.